Welcome to episode 26. What is happening? Episode 26 of the Totally Spoiled podcast. This is going to be, I guess, the weirdest and the most comfortable podcast we've ever done.
Oh, have we started?
You've already got it on?
Have we started? If you hear an echo, it's because I'm wearing not only a DJ Kitty head, but slippers.
You don't have to hold it.
It won't stay down.
Yeah, it will.
Now I can't see.
How do you not get in that? Hold on. Let me put mine on too. So if you're not watching on YouTube, which by the way, thank you so much for following and subscribing to the Totally Spoiled podcast. Of course, you can watch it on YouTube too.
And
it's
you
Brian
should
Fink.
watch today.
Yes, you should. It's Brian Fink along with April. Let me get my DJ Kitty put on too.
Put it on and tell me you don't have to hold it down.
No, you don't have to hold it down. See, I mean, to get the mic under it, you just put the mic. Okay, maybe you do have to hold it down. Okay.
See when April's right. Shocker. Shocker.
Could you imagine if this is like the screenshot of our YouTube video and this is like strangers kind of. I don't even know if I'm.
Oh my God, no, we went to a dark place. Let's not do that. Oh my God, I don't like that movie.
And what's so funny is April. Yeah, you do have to hold it down.
Right? I told you.
April's. It's probably like you're probably hearing like all this bumping and everything. It's because I'm getting the mic in and I keep hitting my nose on the mic. But it
I can't concentrate. Right?
Hold on. I gotta make some room here. All right, there we go. Now I can see. So, April's like, I'm going to wear the DJ Kitty mascot head the entire podcast. I'm like, I give you 5 minutes in this thing. Because I did a Facebook Live in this thing, and it is so hot in here. Like right now, like I'm like already starting to sweat in here.
Oh my God, this is going to be interesting.
Do you have the cushioning? The you got to like push the cushioning up. What?
Is
this
better?
Like so weird. Like
is
looking
this better?
at you.
I can't even see your eyes.
Right,
Are you in?
It's coming off. So we got that. Like that was an incredible gift from the Tampa Bay Rays that everybody got. I think like 3 weeks ago for going to the game.
It's been a while.
This Sunday. You get the DJ Kitty slippers if you're 14 or under. Look how awesome these things are. And I wish there were adult versions of this.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
I know.
Great.
Unfortunately, they don't fit me.
And
but look how awesome these things are.
See, is it me or do you feel like you're kind of tripping or like walking forward because that DJ Kitty head is so heavy and big in the front?
It's just you.
Okay.
It's just you.
All right.
I've got no problem.
talk.
But I literally, like, I want to do the podcast like this.
Please do it.
If you're watching on YouTube, like, I'm just, like, crouched up on the chair and all comfortable and everything.
Yeah, we're 12 today, and I'm having a bad hair day, so this is why I'm just keeping this on.
This is so comfortable. Like, I want to do the podcast like this. I want to just sit here. Oh, my God. Can we have nap time after this? Please, can we have nap time? I need nap time after this week.
Oh my God, Jesus, take the wheel literally.
It feels so good like this. So Sunday,
I
if
can't
you go
do that. You're lucky. I can't do that
you
today.
Can't. And we had this conversation. So April decided to wear a dress today, which is great. But I'm like, before we start, I just want to make sure. I don't know how to put this, but we are filming for YouTube. I just want to make sure that you're okay. But I'm just trying to be sensitive of the situation.
No, I get it. So no second position splits and
we're not doing any of that.
None of that. No.
I mean, I was gonna do that, but I'm like, no, I didn't stretch
you've been
this
working
morning.
on your flexibility
I have,
these days,
because I've been
right?
watching So You Think You Could Dance, and I've been kind of joining in the routines.
It's like motivated you.
It
right?
really
Oh,
has.
God, I'm so proud of you.
But we'll take that out of the podcast.
Okay.
We'll definitely take it. And I'm already. I don't want. Okay, I'm cramping up. I don't want.
That lasted long.
Right?
That's another one. First the DJ Kitty head, now fetal position.
Well, here's the thing. I don't want to hate myself any more than I already do. Did you? I don't know if you saw the debacle that happened yesterday. Did you see me post about this?
No.
So we had some artists come through yesterday.
Yes.
And Samson, who is kind of a microphone and DJ equipment company,
right.
If you haven't heard of Samson, they gave me this incredible equipment to use for recording video, which you clip it onto the back of your phone and it plugs in, and then you can use wireless mics while you're recording video And
what?
And it's mic quality instead of your iPhone quality.
Yeah.
It's mic quality. So you've got a wireless mic, and it's brilliant.
Yeah, I want to see this.
It's awesome. So yesterday was kind of like one of the first chances I got with the artist through to sit down and do an interview and use the Samson equipment, which, by the way, thank you so much to Samson. That is a plug because they did supply it.
Please sponsor us.
I mean, it's actually in the works.
Yeah.
I should have told you.
What?
Yeah, it's in the works.
Get out.
So they supplied that equipment. Thank you so much to Samson. So yesterday was kind of my first chance to use it.
Yeah.
The artists were sitting on the big red couch. The interview was all set. I had an incredible interview with them. I set up the camera, my phone on a tripod. They leave, didn't record. I didn't hit record.
Fail.
And here's why. So,
Fail.
Besides the fact of how crappy that is because you lose incredible content.
Right.
I didn't even get a picture with them because I'm like, I'll just take a screenshot of the video.
And we're fine.
And we're fine. No video. Besides that, here's why I hate myself even more. Because I pride myself on doing things right. As you know, like I'm anal about that. I'm OCD.
Really?
Yeah. And so like when people are doing broadcasts for me, I'm very
You're very
hard
particular.
On them. I am.
You're very particular.
Because I
don't mean it in a bad way.
I want things done properly.
Yeah.
And for me to screw up that bad, like that is like the top of screwing up when you're doing artist interviews.
So now I want to know, because that happened, what did you do?
Nothing.
So no content?
So they recorded other content.
Okay.
So they recorded other content for Evolution.
Okay.
It was Cash Cash. If you've heard of Cash Cash, Cash Cash was here at the station. They're EDM producers and DJs. They were here at the station yesterday.
They're awesome. Just incredibly talented, but besides that, just
nice guys.
Such nice guys.
Oh, my God. So
I tried to not fangirl, so I just kind of ducked my head. And
because I brought them around and kind of introduced them to everybody. That was nice of you not to fangirl and jump on them.
You know.
I think they're your height, actually, so...
Hey, fun size is a great size. Just saying.
It is. So they recorded an Evolution takeover, so I've got that content.
Yeah.
But I had planned on using the video audio for my countdown that I do on the weekends.
Oh, okay.
Gone. No content. So
Look,
I absolutely hate myself for
we
that.
can't win at everything in life. We can't.
No, but I can.
We can't all be DJ kidding.
No, but I can.
And have everything after us.
No,
and look
but
fabulous.
I can.
I need you to take it easy. I need you to take it easy.
All right, so we've got the Sinner to talk about.
Yes.
Episode 4. Let's get into some spoiling. What?
No, I was gonna say, did you not think that this was kind of a really loaded, kind of heavy episode? Is that just me?
They all have been. At Brian Fink, at April on air. Thank you so much for being part of the Totally Spoiled podcast. Yeah. I mean, last night's episode, or no, it was Wednesday's episode.
Wednesday.
Because the way we set it up.
We've flip-flopped so many days now. I'm just like, wait, what day
So
is it?
normally we were doing the podcast on Thursday because on Wednesday because it was the day after This Is Us, and that's kind of why the podcast started, was to spoil This Is Us.
Right.
And then while This Is Us is on hiatus, we've started doing the podcast on Friday so that when The Sinner airs on Wednesday night late, it gives us a chance on Thursday to watch it and then do the podcast.
And then we do all the spoiling.
And then do the podcast on Friday. So yes, it was definitely a heavy episode. You have come prepared. What is this? If you're not watching on YouTube,
I like pictures.
She has printed out and killed about 10 trees by printing out all kinds of prep.
Hey, I need you to just take it easy and just, say, hey, good job.
Good job, April.
Well, after I was schooled last week on what game show again? Yes,
the $1,000 pyramid.
I'm still trying to forget about it. I know Barack. I know Michelle. I know the kids. See, look, this conversation's over.
So, by the way,
just
Connor,
like making fun of
Connor,
me.
who always listens to the Totally Spoiled podcast, saw me post the video of you, and he's like, "We need more videos of Totally Spoiled." I'm like, "Dude, YouTube, you could watch the entire 30-minute podcast,
all of it,
or you can get just little snippets of April being deer in headlights, which was awesome."
This look?
No, it was more like
this one.
Yes, that's it.
What?
That's it.
What?
Right here. You got it.
And
so
the
what are
DJ
all these
Kitty
pictures?
head comes back
What are
on.
all these pictures you printed out?
Don't
Go
mind
ahead.
me.
Go
Don't
ahead.
mind me.
Share. What's this book you printed out here?
Why are you putting me on the spot right now?
You've got okay, so I wrote
So
about 2 pages of notes.
So
You've got like 20 pages printed out.
So can I be honest? Originally, I just printed basically like the notes and kind of a synopsis of it, thinking, oh, that's like 3-4 pages. I didn't realize I basically got this storybook either and printed probably more pictures worth of notes.
So you didn't
actual notes.
You didn't click selection only is what the problem is, where it doesn't print the picture.
Yeah. Yeah, that.
But those DJ Kitty slippers are nice.
But I came ready. Full outfit. We're good to go.
All right, so we learned a lot in episode 4 of The Sinner. Here's what we kind of took away. The mom didn't die in the house fire.
Which we already knew, but this just kind of further clarifies
This cemented it.
that.
Yeah. She didn't die.
Yeah.
We see her actually getting loaded into an ambulance and taken to a mental institution.
Right.
So we know that didn't happen. We learn about the Beacon.
Yeah.
Who is a very, very interesting character. He is Lionel Jeffries, who is a psychotherapist from Canada, who I guess had some accusations of abuse brought against him, and he lost his license and disappeared. Yeah, until we learned that he's the Beacon, who is the leader of Mosswood when there was a leader, as she says.
Right. So that in itself was a little not so much confusing on that part. I was really drawn in with the kind of relationship and how everything intertwines between Dr. Poole, Carmen, and then Harry's mom.
So Dr. Poole was I forget the word for that kind of doctor. The one who pulls the baby out.
What is it?
Oncologist.
There you go.
Why you should be like, boom. What are you talking? What's happening? Like, I shouldn't be the one I have cats.
What, because I'm a female?
Yes.
Who doesn't have kids yet?
No,
either?
but you know what an oncologist is.
I don't know about all of this stuff yet. Look, let me live.
I don't know. I figured that's like, I've got cats. There's no oncologist for cats. It's the Humane
Look, you're
Society.
more of a parent than I am in any way, okay? You
Very
call them
true.
your kids, so you
they
know
are
this.
my kids.
So you
Aiden
know
and
this.
Tucker, shout out at Aiden and Tucker on Instagram. DJ Kitty.
Your dad's cheating on you right now.
So Dr. Poole is the oncologist who last episode it ended with him killing himself.
Right.
Because they approached him and started asking questions about Mosswood.
You find out though, just from this episode too, that pretty much his record was clear.
Yes, so I think the reason it's clear is because he's attributed to Mosswood, and they've got people in every aspect. What we're learning. But Dr. Poole,
I can see that.
I guess Dr. Poole had something brought against him, a malpractice suit brought against him by, what was it, Carmen?
Yes.
Who's in the mental institute, who they go to see. And the reason she brought a malpractice lawsuit against him was because she was in Mosswood, got pregnant, went to him for what was supposed to be an abortion, and he took her entire uterus. So...
Yeah, that
I mean, that escalated pretty quickly.
You know, I don't know about this, as we've clarified, but if I was a female, I think I'd have a problem with that. I think I would have a problem with that too.
I think you are a female, and I think you should have a problem with that, as Carmen did.
If I was in a situation like that, being a female,
Yes,
thank you
better.
for clarifying. You know,
that's better.
I'm wearing a dress, so yes,
I don't know how to tell you this after 25 years of life. You are a female.
We're pushing 26. Look, this DJ Hitty hat I'm wearing right now is.
That's what I told you to take it off.
I have a bad hair day right now. Okay, it's masking that.
So do I.
So what's crazy with this, though, tying it back in, this brings speculations of Marin as well, and maybe what happened to her and her disappearance.
And what's crazy is she shows up, and this is going to be jump. This is going to jump way too far ahead. So let's hold off on that really quick, because Marin shows up in a tape that they find in the self-storage.
Yeah.
I mean, there is just so much. Something else we learned, which I had been kind of questioning and I didn't really know what it was that box with the loud beat. And we learn that that's hypnosis that she's doing.
And when you think back, it all makes sense. I'm glad you brought that up because I almost forgot about that. It makes sense when Vera is kind of talking to the boy when she's doing that and you hear what we now know is hypnosis. It's when she's trying for lack of other words, change his mindset or kind of where his state of mind is. Programming. Yeah, that's the word. Programming him. It makes sense now. Because I remember last week we were like, what is that? It's kind of a weird ticking noise in the back. You don't know what it is, but it has to make sense and correlate to whatever's going on in that situation. And that was crazy.
And to be honest, that might have been something obvious. Like everybody listening might have went, yeah, it's hypnosis. Everybody knows this.
I didn't think it was obvious.
Because I don't think we've dealt with it. But I think what it goes back to is kind of those balls that you
like the pendulum.
That it slang, and that kind of is what puts you under is paying attention to the balls bouncing back and forth and the sound and everything. Yeah, and so that's what that box is.
It was crazy.
It was so crazy, and the way that came up was Harry goes to Mosswood because he's invited by Vera to kind of, she says that she's got something for him to see.
Right.
Makes him, oh God, and I'm putting this small detail in because it's very important. She makes him put his gun and his badge and his phone away. Don't bring it into Mosswood. He ends up locking it in his trunk and then goes into Mosswood. So he talks with Vera about wanting to find out what the work is that they do, and she says it's therapy, that that's pretty much what it is. And he's like, okay, well, will you do it on me now? Let's have it, because he wants to be a part of it.
Absolutely not.
I mean, you go into this cult and he's by himself.
Oh yeah,
like all this stuff that has gone on, and he's going into this cult with no way of communicating in case anything happens. Right. Which it does.
Right.
So Vera kind of leads him through the woods to go to do this work, and he ends up getting lost in the woods, and because he sprains his ankle, ends up in a cabin with her at night, which is the Beacon's cabin. She's got a fire going. She starts hypnotizing him and coming on to him.
Yeah, So I didn't say this in the last episode. This made me wonder if there was anything. Well, I'll ask you this. Do you think this all had to do with the hypnosis and this kind of process that happened? Or do you think this is leading on to a different story between the both of them?
No.
You don't think so?
I think this was her trying to take control of him. I think this was her kind of, Harry was poking his nose a lot of places, and this was her way.
She knows that already, and that's why he's there. And do you think this is why? Because she's pretty much reaching out to him, wanting to see him and see him alone and talk to him.
Right.
And you think it's all because of this whole...
Absolutely.
Really?
Okay. I don't think that...
It just made me wonder. I was like, was there some past history here? Because
No.
You don't think so?
No. Because I don't think he knew her in the past.
No.
I don't think because I know he lived there, but I don't...
Well, that's what I'm getting at, because there's so many intertwined storylines and characters. You know, you find out about again, like I was saying with Dr. Poole Carmen, potentially kind of the same situation that may have gone on with Marin as well. That I don't know at this point. It's kind of what we say as well. You have to really watch the episode because you can miss things from one second to the other. There's so much going on, and so many of these characters are intertwined. And
that's where I go back to saying that I think, and it kind of got breached last night, was there is a lot of Mosswood outside of Mosswood. Like, this cult is living in the town.
I think if you ask me, I think it is a town. And somehow, some way, majority, if not everyone, is intertwined.
I don't think everybody, because we know Heather, well, I mean, Heather's intertwined just through Marin. I don't think... I think that Heather's dad
There's something.
And this is, you're talking about the details you got to pay attention to. In a flashback of when, I guess it's the night that Marin went to Mosswood, when they were kind of all drunk and everything.
A few episodes back.
Yeah, they find, no. In Wednesday night's episode.
Oh, the flashback.
The flashback.
I gotcha. Yeah.
They find her kind of stumbling because they were drunk.
Right.
And the dad goes up to Marin and they're having a conversation, and she makes literally just a quick comment of, I can't be your friend anymore.
Yeah.
I think there was something going on between Marin and the dad.
Oh, shoot. I didn't even think about it in that way.
What did you think that comment meant?
I thought at the beginning, because if you go back, was it last episode where he kind of walks up on the girl if he was making pancakes, and he's kind of like, okay, maybe.
Yeah, they're in bed together.
Yeah, I think he's just kind of like, what's going on here? And,
I don't know.
And I just don't think you're a good influence for my daughter. I don't know what you guys are doing. That's how I took it. Not as in there's something between them, but I mean that could be a good point.
Well, Heather was talking about how after the wife passed away that everybody was kind of trying to adjust.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of,
Oh, I didn't even look at it in that way.
Just her making the comment, we can't be friends anymore.
Yeah.
And him kind of being like, why not?
Yeah.
I honestly think that that's something that is going to come up.
Later on.
I think that the dad... And how when they're sitting at the dinner table or the inside when he comes in, he's talking to her, how he ends the conversation there. And he goes back out to do the gardening.
You may be onto something.
I think that there's something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That just doesn't.
So anyways, my point being, I think that there's a lot more to the dad than we're being led on to yet. Which, by the way, 8 episodes. There's 8 episodes.
8 episodes?
Yeah, and we're on 4 now.
4. Yeah, we're halfway through. Is it too... Because I know we were coming up with theories and ideas even last episode of kind of what could happen or not happen. Do you think any way... The thought has crossed my mind that the dad has something to do with Mosswood?
No, that's what I've been saying this entire time.
No, but in the sense just... Look.
Hey, thank you for being part of the Totally Spoiled podcast.
Okay.
April has joined the show. 23 minutes in.
No. I need you to.
I've been saying that for the past.
Listen.
What do you mean? Is the dad part of Mosswood?
This is when my hat goes back on.
What are you?
All right, DJ.
Okay,
back
I'm going to calm down because
I need you to breathe. Inhale, exhale with me. Let me elaborate. Maybe I need to further explain myself. Anyone that's watching, he's doing yoga or some kind of meditation right now. I need you to put the other foot up as well, and maybe put this one behind your head. Then this will be very entertaining.
All right. So go ahead and explain yourself.
I'm thinking, because you know how we've talked about how we thought before Vera was like one of the cult leaders and this and that. But better off said like that he plays a bigger role in Mosswood than we think. All right. Maybe I wasn't quite following where you were with that. I thought you meant just he's intertwined in there. All right. You drinking your water?
Why have I been here this entire time? Like, should it be the Totally Spoiled podcast with April? I mean, why am I here?
Just with Brian.
No, it should just be you because obviously I'm talking for no reason. No. Okay. So that is what I've been saying. Is that I think Heather's dad plays a bigger part with Mosswood than we're being led on. And that's kind of why he was trying to get Harry not to investigate it, not to go there, to leave town. That's why he brought Harry to that meeting with all those guys. That's why he had a little bit of a conversation with Heather, but the more she pried, he kind of cut it off. I think that he plays a bigger part of Mosswood.
Maybe a different way of saying it then is just that I don't even know to say who's good guy or bad guy or if
absolutely.
But I think what I'm trying to say then, I've been following you, okay? I've been
at Brian Fink on Twitter. Feel free to follow me. I don't know who the good guy is.
I'm about to bop you with this.
That's again.
I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I think he's one of the bad guys.
Absolutely. What?
He just dropped the mic, ladies and gentlemen. He just dropped the mic. All right.
All right, let's move on. Can I get some hypnosis in here, please?
Yes, let's bring it on. Let's bring it in. Okay.
Please. So something else that we learned on this episode is The Rock, which we didn't really know what The Rock was. And Vera says that like 200 years ago, something was built around The Rock, and it was also believed that a couple was locked in The Rock because they didn't keep to their vows.
Which is really weird.
Which is really weird. But I mean, the Rock is obviously something.
Yeah.
Something.
I think we're going to find out more about that too.
And I think Vera touched on it in this episode that I don't think she's the leader. I think she's more of an authoritative figure. But because the way she talked about the Beacon was that he was the leader when there was a leader. So I think she's kind of like in rank, maybe the head.
I think that kind of makes her.
I don't
ringleader
know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she is.
Yeah.
But I just kind of got the feeling from her comment saying that he was the leader when there was a leader that there's no leader now. Like she leads in a sense, but I don't think she's thought of as the leader. Like I don't think they bow down to her. Or give like all, I don't know. We might learn that
she takes a lot of charge. Let me tell you, in a lot of incidences, and people definitely listen to her though. So
absolutely,
yeah, in some way, shape, or form, she definitely plays that role. But to that extent, and when compared to the Beacon, maybe not as much. Right? Is that probably a fair way of saying it?
The Beacon kind of started everything.
Right.
Again, he had all these books and everything that he had written about how he believes you should do everything.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how Mosswood was created.
Right.
I mean, all of his beliefs are Mosswood.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's interesting.
And another thing that was so crazy, which is why I made the comment about her making him leave everything in the car, was she comes on to him. It gets really awkwardly sexual, like to the point where I'm like, yeah, what is happening here?
Yeah.
And then he's out. He wakes up in a hotel with his car outside with his gun, badge, and phone on the desk.
Yeah.
Which means that somebody was able to get into the trunk, get into the safe, and take everything out.
Yep.
I mean, that's just...
Yep.
There is a lot going on with Mosswood.
And by someone, you think Vera?
No, I think she's got people to do that. I think he was
do her dirty deeds.
I think he was under hypnosis. Who knows what happened? Because in the previews for next week, she makes the comment, you don't remember.
Yeah.
And who knows if they actually went through with it? Who knows? I don't think they did.
Yeah.
I think she was just coming on to him because
it was part of the whole hypnosis process.
To kind of make him relax. And
I believe that.
Become Harry.
Yeah. I can believe that.
I honestly think that's what it was. And then...
But she's got a hidden agenda.
Oh.
She's got a hidden agenda, of course.
Yeah. I mean, she keeps everything secret, and it's all about what's going on in Mosswood and keeping Mosswood the way it is, because right now there's a lot of spotlight on it.
Right.
And how about Heather's lead that takes her to Ontario to a storage unit that is contracted out to Julian, and in the storage, there's a box of kids' clothing.
Yeah, that was confusing to me.
That it was his name on it?
No, that all of that was already there.
Well, that's where they were going.
I know, but that's the thing. The whole process of he not having anything. So what were they going to do with him? What is that tie?
I honestly have no idea. I have no prediction. I couldn't even tell you. Like, that was out of left field, but it was like, whoa. And that's where they found the tape of an old campfire at Mosswood where Marin is in it. Mm-hmm. And it's got a guy who is like, is he beating the crap out of himself? I didn't catch what was going on in that video.
Yeah, no, I didn't quite either.
He was all bloodied.
Right.
But then he goes kind of off camera beating something up.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, I'm not quite sure with that.
Oh, Mosswood! Mosswood! I can't wait. Like I said, we've got 3 episodes, 5, 6, 7. We got 4 episodes left.
We've got 4.
So, not only do we have that, but next week, Ozark is being dropped. And then we're 1 month away from This Is Us.
I cannot wait.
Coming back.
I can't wait.
we better start getting on our guns because we're going to have to start watching an episode of The Sinner and watching some of Ozark to be able to spoil that and clear through it in a month to get to This Is Us.
Yeah. So
I mean, should we just quit now? Should we just like walk into Tommy Chuck's office and give our 2 weeks?
Give our 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And my new office is my couch.
Yeah. My new office could be like a self-storage in Ontario. At Brian Fink.
We went there.
By the way, a reminder. Tampa Bay Rays DJ Kitty slippers this Sunday, ages 14 and under, while supplies last. You can get them. At Brian Fink, at April on air. Thank you so much for following and subscribing to the Totally Spoiled podcast.
I swear we don't hate each other.
No, we love each other.
Lies.